Here we are with a big ATC200. Pretty comfortable riding position. Let's fire it up. It'll be a cold start today. Got the emergency brake on. I don't know if you notice this, Kenny. The e-brake, it's a safety brake, so you don't roll away when you don't want to. And this thing will roll away because it doesn't have a kickstand. Wow.
Check it out, guys.
No choke. Is there a little heat in this? Amazing. Quiet. Zero motor noise. Awesome.
So the story goes, my dad bought this collection of ATCs. There were 3 from a family in Maine. And they bought them brand new, or them around the house only. Yeah. This one's got the original front tire on it. It's an original trim. I think the only piece that's been replaced is the front fender.
It's amazing.
But check out the tank. Back in these, this is before the Honda singles were corked up. They changed the exhaust in the later years and put plastic tanks on them. But look at this beautiful metal tank. That's a little jewel, and it's
no
perfect
dents
on the inside.
Yeah, no dents, no rust, and perfect on the inside.
But I always forget how much of
non-ethanol fuel in there.
Yeah, right. Just serviced by the Wizard here in-house. I always forget how much of a utilitarian machine these are. With the headlight, it's got the e-start and the pull start, just in case you get into some trouble out in the woods.
Oh yeah.
But this is something that you could take out into the woods, and at night, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But these are just super neat, and it's an underappreciated classic.
Definitely. And this time of the year around here, on the snow, there's nothing any more fun to ride than a 3-wheeler. Take it out on the ice. I mean, it'll stay up on top of crunchy snow, and you can crank with this stuff and broad slide and have fun, do little wheelies, or you can, putt around on it and really enjoy it. Like riding at night in the snow, there's nothing more enjoyable.
I don't think they've changed the Honda singles in 40 years, really. I think the new ones are basically this same format. Exactly. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a phenomenal little power plant. This one pulls right up the hill, and actually in low gear up the ramp. I was doing little wheelies yesterday, but
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So Billy's gonna demo it for us.
Here we go. We got 4 down?
Yeah, 4 down. And it is a semi-auto transmission, so no clutch. Put it in gear and go ahead. Look, ma, no hands. This one's tuned well. Has a nice low idle.
This is cool.
Billy, show them how it goes into low gear.
Yeah.
So you get her into neutral, and there's this little knob right here. It's not tricky at all. You pull it up and back, and it should click.
All right, yeah, let's see. Now we're in low. Wow. Right now I'm in 3rd gear. We're putting along at
semi-auto. I had it
half a mile an hour, and it'll pull 3rd gear with that much torque. It's amazing.
Yeah, basically from a complete standstill, right, Bill?
Yeah, yeah. So that's 3rd gear from a dead stop. So basically, it'll pull stumps, and from what I understand, these things have a 700-pound towing capacity. And it's got a ball hitch on the back, so you can pull your utility trailer.
From the factory, right?
From the factory, yeah. So that's not rigged up, that's factory. And 700 pounds, you can tow a lot with this. It's handy around the house. I could use it to move my trailer around the yard or whatever. I'm sure you could use it for a lot of different reasons, moving the boat around or whatever. So yeah, I mean, this would be a great machine to have on the farm.
Can you throw it in reverse, Bill?
Yeah. I've never actually done it, Kenny.
I think you just go back one more time.
One more time.
One more time.
Look at that.
Oh, it's got a reverse light and everything.
Bingo.
How about that?
Danger.
Danger, yeah.
All right, so now I have to go into gear. There's 4 speeds in reverse. That'll be interesting.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, I kind of like this. Wow, you get 1 speed in reverse.
Oh yeah?
Yep, 1, which is a safety factor for sure.
You should cruise down West Main in reverse, Bill. Imagine the looks you get.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. So, comes equipped from the factory. You can fit 4 passengers, right, Bill?
Yeah, at least 4.
At least.
If they're small, you can get more.
And actually, your buddy can go right here on the front.
You can have a couple people standing on the front, like hanging on to each other this way.
Right.
Yeah, this is a factory front and rear rack that came with the ES model. You know, you could lift the machine up with this. Literally, you can. I mean, it's
Right.
robust. It's built right into the frame.
Yeah, that's like the best part about these.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can grab them by the racks, and it also serves as protection for the plastic. This is the original plastic, and it's like, it's, you know, it's still fresh.
It's still fresh, yep.
I actually wanted to show underneath the seat because
it's in unusually good condition too,
Yeah.
I think, Kenny. Look at that, yeah. That's,
yeah.
yep.
So
1 owner, well cared for.
I don't think the bike has really been ridden much in the last 30 years, but we brought it in and serviced the fuel tank, went through the carb, and did a general service. Let me grab the work order on it.
Yeah.
So check it out, guys. I've got the factory owner's manual right here, which is in good condition. I don't think it was really used. No greasy paw prints on this one. Thanks, Bill.
Yes.
So let me go over the work order real quick so I don't speak out of school. New NGK spark plug, new Yuasa battery. Does have the electric start and the pull start, which both are in functional condition. New Bellray MC4 engine oil. See, I got my gloves on. It's hard to turn the page. So we checked and topped off the final drive oil. Full carburetor service. We pulled it, put it through the ultrasonic tank. New float bowl O-ring. The fuel tank was flushed. Chris does a fantastic job in-house here of servicing the insides of these fuel tanks. This one has no degradation or rust issues, period, and the paint is just beautiful. No dents on the outside. Definitely a little gem. New fuel line, new vent lines on the carburetor. Fresh non-ethanol fuel, which won't go bad. That's good for a couple of years here, definitely. Serviced the airbox, installed the new air filter, new MBRP slip-on muffler. I believe the muffler was either replaced or modified, and we didn't like that, so we put a slip-on muffler, which is a modern muffler. Lubed, rerouted, and adjusted all the cables. Repositioned the bars and the levers, new OEM grips, new OEM bar ends, new Mayer front fender. For whatever reason, they decided to replace the front fender. That's the only piece of plastic on the bike that was replaced. Tested the lighting and replaced the tail light bulb. So all of the lights are fully functional. The tail light, the headlight, as they were from the factory. Nut and bolt retorque went over the bike. Adjusted the front and the rear brakes, set the tire pressures at 5 psi, and then it went down to the detail shop where it was hot water, steam cleaned, and degreased. And the staff also touched up and polished the frame locally, polished some of the cycle parts, the engine, the swing arm, the triple clamps, all were attended to while being very careful to preserve the original finishes. Polished the wheels and the forks, new OEM style graphics. So the tank decals are replicas on the original paint, which shows beautifully. So this thing's ready to go. That list was all done by Chris Kelly, the wizard. He does all of our race bikes in-house, the vintage race bikes, and that's really his specialty, is set up and turning stuff like this back to where, you know, it's essentially fresh off the dealer floor from the 80s. This is
Right. This is a practically 40-year-old motorcycle or machine. It's just an amazing survivor that it hasn't, you know, seen a lot of abuse. A lot of these machines were used off-road by young people who were trying to go as fast as they could. And it looks like this one was used on the family property and very, very well cared for and stored away in a very safe place. It doesn't show any signs of shelf life. You know, little tiny bits of marks here and there, but you would expect it.
Right.
You know, I've actually fallen in love with this little bike after riding it. It's just a, you know, quiet, smooth. It's a typical Honda, small bore Honda that has a lot of character.
Definitely a lot of charm, and you know, something that you know, my girlfriend Shaylin could jump on no problem and go ride around in the snowstorm, or tow something around, or you know, jump on, hit the button, and go.
Yeah.
Semi-auto. There's no stress. Stop on the hill.
That's right.
No problems. Yeah, you know, like the pegs are perfectly straight, and these are the original bars. The tank hasn't been repainted, and it's perfectly straight. All these things are indicative of a low-hour machine.
Indeed.
So,
yep. And when you look around underneath the machine, it doesn't show any signs of that kind of use off-road.
Yeah, I have some photos in the gallery of the lower frame rails and whatnot, and it's very clean. So,
yep.
I don't think there's much else to say about this one, Bill. Huh? What do you think?
I might want to take it home myself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said when I rode the first one
Yeah.
from this collection. It's you know, something I would love to stuff in the barn, and
Yeah.
and a lot of miles of smiles on this one. You know,
Yeah, for sure. If I had a pond nearby, I'd be out riding around on the ice, and my neighbors would want to have me institutionalized over it, because at my age I shouldn't be doing things like that. But this is the kind of thing, this brings that out in me.
drive the neighbors crazy. Yeah, there's something about the play bikes that just bring your inner child out, you know. But
Yep, absolutely.
classic investment quality, stuff like this. I mean, guys, these are still being ridden. You can't find tanks like this, you know, tail pieces that haven't been smashed. All the parts on this bike are basically unobtainium at this point. They made a lot of them, but what were these used for? You know, going out in the woods, dragging shit around the house. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you know, you'd see it worn out after you know, a number of years. Not worn out, but showing signs of wear.
Right. It's like the early Z50s, Bill. Right. They made a shit ton of them.
Yeah, that's right.
There's very few left.
Very few left that are survivors like this one is. Yeah, and yeah, I think they made 500,000 of these ATC200s, and
why don't we see them like this?
because they got it used and abused and put away wet, and this one here somehow missed all that and survived whatever use it did have, and very, very nicely too.
Anyways, guys, this one's legit, one of 3, ready to roll. Take it out, ride it, roll it into your collection. Message your zip code for a shipping quote. Call us with any questions, 860-454-7024. If you have one of these or an old Honda that you're looking to sell, call the shop line and ask to speak with Bill. He's our purchasing agent.
All right.
We'd be thrilled to work with you. Thanks for watching, boys. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. It helps our channel and the algorithm. Hit the notification bell. We've got some unreal bikes coming up through the pipeline and some cool collections we're looking forward to sharing with you. So
Good stuff. Stay tuned.
good luck bidding, boys
Right.
and
God bless
girls.
America.
God bless America.
God bless America.